Money Vikings, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much. Money Viking G here. I have an important one for you today. And what I want to talk about are sort of the current events. This is specifically for my audience in your 20s, 30s, early 40s. You have to remember that times like this, and for the sake of posterity and historical reference here, the conflicts in the Middle East are flaring up again. And if you're younger and a newer investor, you may be kind of freaking out a little bit. And I talk about how to deal with the psychological sort of tricks, not tricks, but the psychological aspect of building wealth in our book, in the book Wealth, The Money Viking Way, now available as an ebook, by the way. I'll put a link below. And one of the key factors is to basically be immune to or not react to the media circus. So the media is going to drum things up. There's going to be a lot of drama, and it doesn't mean we don't pay attention to world events. You know, they are important, but what we have to realize is that it can affect our investing returns. It can affect our wealth building. And so what I mean by that is this: it's actually an opportunity. So all of these things that have happened, you know, I've been investing now for over 25 years. And so many things have happened in the world over the last 25 years. Huge Great Recession, housing bust, 9/11. When I started investing, there was something called the dot-com bust, which most of you probably don't know about anymore. There was the COVID-19 pandemic. All of these things happened. I remember during all of them, the stock market just drops. Right after 9/11, the stock market drops like crazy. Right after when the COVID-19 pandemic shutdown hit, the stock market drops like crazy. Every single time it has come back, every single time. Now, I'm not saying try to time events like this. I'm not saying, you know, unless you do feel, you know, you have a risk appetite and you're willing to, you have a ton of cash on the sidelines, everything drops and you want to put it all in the S&P 500 or into VOO or VDADX or whatever. But what I am saying is that when that drop happens, if you are automated and you are dollar cost averaging, then basically what's happening over time is that you are dollar cost averaging means that you are actually, when these dips happen, you're buying more shares. So you're buying more shares of the greater economic pie at a discount. And then over time, as those shares go up, and then maybe they dip a little more, you buy some more, and then they go up. What you'll look back on over time is that you had bought during those dips. You had bought at lower prices, and that's what the averaging part goes. Dollar cost averaging. You're averaging out your cost over time. So it's in this book. I have a cool infographic actually about dollar cost averaging. My chapter 10 talks about stock index funds, investing longboat number 1, kind of the foundational principles. And I'm trying to see if I can find quickly the dollar cost averaging drawing that I did, but it basically is a visual representation with sort of a line chart of what you were doing in terms of dollar cost averaging over time. But again, what I found is that when these world events happen, as bad as they are, they tend to allow for a lower average acquisition cost of assets. So that's kind of the basics of what I am saying in this. So without further ado, thank you very much. I'm not finding this drawing, so you just have to buy the book. You'll find the drawing in the book. It's actually one of my favorites. It's got a cool Viking dude, and I think it's a pretty good one in terms of explaining the concept of dollar cost averaging to people, because I think people hear that and they're like, what's that mean? But again, this is during, oh, I found it. All right. During times of extreme fear in the market, this is when dollar cost averaging really pays off, and you're buying shares at that cheaper rate there. But anyway, check out the link below. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.